According to this ancient wisdom, the purpose of life is awakening to our private identity, our inner self. Looking steadily within at our divine nature, we claim our inheritance, eternal peace and unfading joy. Remaining open to this infinitely wise, loving and creative source within us, we find ourselves blessed in countless ways. In this film, I'm not going to ask you to believe this ancient wisdom. Instead, I'm going to invite you to carry out experiments that test it, so that you can see for yourself if this claim about who we really are is true or not. First, I'll rephrase this spiritual claim about our identity in modern physical terms. What we are at center, at zero distance, is nothing like what we are from, say, 4 feet away, or from any range in fact. Science accepts this idea. What things are depends partly on the range of the observer. You're looking at me from a few feet away. From there, I'm human, I'm Richard. But if you were to come up to me using microscopes, you'd leave Richard behind and come to a layer of cells. And coming closer, you'd come to a layer of molecules, and then atoms, particles, and so on, down to practically nothing at all. In other words, we have layers like an onion. If instead of zooming in towards me, you were to zoom away from me, then you would view other layers of me. Moving away, you'd find that Richard would be replaced by London, and then by England, then by the planet, the star, the galaxy, and so on. Here's a diagram of these outer layers. We need every one of our layers to exist. To breathe, we need not only our lungs and the cells and molecules that make up our lungs, we also need the rest of life, the atmosphere, the sun, and so on. Though we identify primarily with what we look like from a few feet away, with our human layer, we need every layer. It's one undivided system. Who or what is at the center of all these layers, right at the heart of this worldwide system? Who am I right here? Who are you right there? In other words, who are we really? Others can tell us what we are from a distance, but they cannot tell us what we are at center simply because they cannot get here. Others always remain outside us, distant from us. But each one of us is at our own center, so each one of us is perfectly placed to see what we ourselves are at center. I'm looking at my own center now, and I find here no face, no appearance. Instead, I find boundless transparency, a aware space full of the whole world. I cannot show you this space. Whenever you look at me, you'll always find something here. At that range, you can see my face. But what I can do is invite you to look there where you are, to see if you're in the same boundless condition there as I am here. In the pointing experiment, we begin by directing our attention outwards, observing that everything we see has shape and colour. Everything is a thing. Then gradually we direct our attention closer to ourselves until finally we're looking in, at the place we're looking out of, to see if we also have shape and colour, to see if we're things at centre or no thing, capacity for the world. Point at something in front of you and notice its colour and its shape. It's a thing. Bring your finger down a little and point at something else and notice its colour and shape. It's a thing as well. Now point down at the floor. I can see shades and patterns there in the carpet. Now point at your foot and notice its colour and shape. It's a thing as well. Bring your finger up your body and point at your knee. You can see the colour and shape of your knee, another thing. Bring your finger further up and point at your torso. Observe the colours and shapes there. It's a thing as well. Now bring your finger out in front of you and point back at the place where others see your face, the place you're looking out of. What do you see here? Do you see your face? Do you see your eyes, your cheeks, your mouth? Do you see any colours or shapes here? Do you see anything here at all? I'm not asking you what you believe is here. I'm asking you to put aside belief and take a fresh look. Rather than what you think is here, what do you see here? Or not see, in fact? Here's my experience. Looking in, I don't see my face. I see no eyes here, no cheeks, no mouth, nothing at all. Or to put it another way, looking in, I see emptiness. This emptiness is boundless, still, awake. I'm now seeing what I am at centre, what I am from my own point of view, what I am privately. I'm now going to guide you through an extension of the pointing experiment. This involves pointing in and out at the same time, two-way pointing. This indicates that the space at centre isn't just empty, it's also full. Looking in, I see the emptiness here at my centre, but I cannot see this emptiness without at the same time seeing what's filling it, my view out. This emptiness is now filled with my hands, the room beyond, and with various sensations, sounds, thoughts and so on. I find no boundary between the space here and the world there. My faceless consciousness merges with and becomes the world. Privately, I am the world. Of course, we remain aware of our public identities, of what we look like to others and to ourselves in the mirror. I'm aware that for you I'm Richard, and I identify with Richard. I identify with my face, my body, my name, my age, my thoughts and feelings, and so on. In other words, I'm aware of living a two-sided life. I have both a public and a private self. You can see my public self, but my private self is hidden from others. It's an inner secret. However, I believe that if you look there where you are, you'll see your private self, and you'll see that your private self is no different from mine. It has no face, no name, no age. It's capacity. If you're now seeing this faceless capacity where you are, then we're now sharing a wonderful secret, the secret of who we all really are. Of course, your view out from this capacity is different from mine, but the capacity itself, this boundless consciousness, is the same.